Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday morning, January 22nd, and we are looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader, and we have a lot going on as a bunch of different parameters come into play, different rules. We'll have gap rules coming into play. We'll have balance rules coming into play. And basically an inside day rules coming into play. I told you I would treat yesterday as an inside day. If we come out of it to the upside, you go with it. You come out of it to the downside, you go with it. Did a consultation last night. We discussed that. I said if we open inside the middle of yesterday's range and came out of it to the downside, I'd be looking for a short to test the bottom of the two-day balance. However, on a gap of this magnitude, as everybody will be screaming, gap rules apply. For me, right now where we're trading, it would be more conducive to say balance rules apply. Do not want to be looking for a short $3 lower from the gap, right at the bottom of a two-day balance and above another gap. B's low, which was the lowest accepted price on the 20th. Guess where we've been trading back and forth through all morning. Look at the shape we've gotten from this morning's pre-market action. Now, here's where we closed yesterday. Last night between 4 and 8, pretty undecided. We traded both above and below where we settled, so it was pretty neutral. But we're clear as day, short this morning, but look what it's forming. A B shape, which is long liquidation. So right now, this is just 2 days worth of longs from the all-time highs getting out for now as it's forming a B shape. So let's go to the other indices, then we'll go over destinations and a game plan. Now, we still have 75 minutes prior to the open, and we've already done 1 million shares, so pretty decent volume. Russell right now, as you can see, also pretty sizable gap. Right now, they stopped their one-time framing up yesterday, which put them in a 3-day balance. Now we're firmly going to be in a 6-day balance. So we'll see what happens if they go and test the bottom of that at around the 208 level, right in the middle of a 6-day balance. Again, gap rules will apply if they become feasible where your risk reward is good. I don't want to take a short down here and have inventory adjust a full dollar in my face, right? These are very important things. Triple Qs acting the best out of the three right now, as they are still inside yesterday's range. Remember, they had an afternoon pullback low in F. Right now, it looks like that's going to be taken back, but it's still early as they are still one-time framing up for 3 days. Now, let's go to the ES, the SPY. So, right now we're looking at gap lower by almost $3. We closed yesterday at 384.24. We're trading just at about 381.38. So that's a pretty sizable gap. Do I want to take a short play right down here and have an inventory adjustment of $1.50 or so come into play? I do not. Certainly do not. Plus, it's at a very visual area. The lowest accepted price, the bottom of a 2-day balance, and right above another gap. If we take out the 20, it's low at some point today, then the odds of filling this gap get a lot better. But right now, because I think it's very, just from the visualness of what we're seeing here, you can tell it's short-term traders. Long-term traders wouldn't care about the bottom of a 2-day balance. If long-term traders want out, they'd be blowing through that. So with a B shape for long liquidation, the bottom of a 2-day balance, the first time there they may defend that, might actually take a call play just to see if they defend it the first time. If we get any acceptance into the other gap, then you get out. If we open and get an inventory adjustment and push up where the risk reward is better for a short, then I would take that play. Now let's go over destinations. So right now, first one on the upside will be yesterday's low. 383.25. That's your first upside destination. Then you would have 384.50, which is my overnight high. 384.95, which is yesterday's high, all-time high, and then 385.30, which is the pre-market all-time high from yesterday. For the downside, since we're still trading around this area, I'm not going to give you the first set of single prints for the 20th, but I will give you these since we still don't know if they're going to get filled. So I'll use 382.17, which is D's low, and then filling the single prints at 381.60 from the 20th. Remember, if a trend day is to be taken back, it's usually late in the second day or the third day. Well, here's the second day. Here's the third day. They're trying to take it back. Then below that, we have the lowest accepted price, which was a very important level from the 20th, 381.34. We've been back and forth through that all morning. Then we have 380.69, which is the 20th daily low, and then filling the gap at 379.23. It's a 146-point gap from the 20th, and then we have the naked puck from the 4th. Is it the 4th or the 14th? I don't think it's the 4th. Let's see. Why did I write the 4th? But 380.48. Where is that? 380.48. There it is. I apologize. Not the 4th, the 14th. Remember, that was an upside destination. We gapped above it and haven't seen it. It's still in play. So if we do take out the bottom of the 2-day balance, that could be a very visual area for them to get to, but still hold possibly the gap initially from the 20th. So 380.48. Then below that, then it gets dicey because once you fill the gap, we don't have anything to the afternoon pullback low from the 19th, which was K's low at 378.53. So those are your destinations for this morning. So what's the game plan? Well, like I just said, there's 75 minutes to go. A lot can happen. So in the next 75 minutes, if this is to rally and the gap is only about $1.50, I would look to start building a put play. And then we'll see if we hold the gap. If we hold the gap and we reverse and test the bottom of the balance, it would be a nice play. If it starts going up, I might add to it. If we fill this gap, game over. If we open and around this area and test the bottom of the 2-day balance and hold it, again, quick call play. Not because the market is okay all of a sudden, but just to see if they defend it since it is short-term players and take a call play against this 2-day balance low and see if we get some kind of bounce off of that. If we take it out, we see what happens at this POC from the 14th. Now, any acceptance. So what do I mean by acceptance? Well, by that I mean, say A period, test this low. And you take a long off it and it works. Well, if B period opens and takes out A's low and gets into this gap, then the odds start going up a lot better that this gap's going to get filled. And then I would go with a put play in that scenario. If you're in CamelbackTrading.org's voice channel room, you're getting these up-to-the-date trade ideas all day long. And remember, next week is the last week to sign up for $20 per month. It turned February 1st, $30 per month. So, let's go to the charts. Just going to show you the weekly and daily. So remember we talked about very visual areas. 381.49 was the previous all-time high. We're trading 381.50. Again, you know who you're dealing with. Short-term traders. Very mechanical. So as a buyer, you'd like to stay above that. Well, right now we're trading right at it. So that's an important level. The second important level is last week's high, 381.13. That was the inside week up. So if you went with that, you still had a very successful trade. We went from 381.13 to almost 385. So you had almost a $4 play on that. But you'd like to stay above it for the last day of the week. So 381.13. So between 381.49, 381.13, we'll see if they defend that at least the first time there. And then I said yesterday, I spoke about this in my consultation. I said, yes, we're one-time framing up, but you could use this as a 2-day balance. I said, if we take out the high, we see we're going to get all-time highs and see what kind of distance. I said, if we take out yesterday's low, we're going to go test the bottom of the 2-day balance, which is 380.69. Right now, my pre-market low is 380.97, right above that 2-day balance low. Another reason you want to stay above 381.49 is because if you close in it and get acceptance, well, then you're back inside this huge balance. But if we hold, if we test the bottom of this balance and close above this 381.49, then you're firmly in the 3-day balance. Good luck trading today. Have a great day. We'll recap the day and the week at 4 p.m., including all the charts for SPY, IWM, and the triple Qs.